really is like one, ready to swoop down or shit out an egg or something. What could be more rock and roll than an eagle? He looked up again. Speaking of which, this rock looks like it's ready to roll any second. He launched himself at the idol. Both of his hands slapped against the stone surface. It didn't shift. Caitlin grinned at his undisguised disappointment. Ian stood up, now holding a crimson velour-covered notebook. Caitlin had seen it before, on the shelves in her mum's old study. "No, Tobe," Ian said. "We're doing this here." Tobe stretched to his full height, towering over Ian, a visual echo of the idol. "Because why? This is my night, isn't it?" The notepad shook in Ian's grip. Caitlin stepped between the two men. Sometimes she had to remind herself that Tobe really was an adult, that he was 7 and a bit years older than her, that this was his second shedding. Tobe had wanted the ceremony to take place at a stone circle somewhere down south after he'd seen it on a heavy metal album sleeve. He'd even gone to the trouble of buying a T-shirt with the band's logo printed on it. Caitlin knew for a fact that he was wearing it today beneath his hoodie. "You know why," Ian replied. Tobe's shoulders slumped. "It's not right. Janet's still getting to call the shots." "Don't, Tobe." Tobe continued. "If my sister liked all this crap so much, why didn't she hang around long enough to be here? Some charmer she turned out to be." "She didn't have any say about that, did she?" Caitlin whispered. Tobe was always shooting his mouth off. It didn't mean anything. "Dunno," Tobe replied. He stole a glance at Ian. Maybe she did. Caitlin grasped at her father's arm a second too late. "I warned you," Ian hissed as he threw himself at his brother-in-law. Ian Hext had never been a fighter. His first punch missed Tobe entirely. On the second, his hand tangled with the hood of Tobe's sweatshirt. The third made contact, though. Caitlin gasped as her dad's knuckles crunched into Tobe's right eye. She pulled her father away. He stumbled, almost toppling on top of her. Tobe staggered too. The back of his head smacked against the idol. She half expected him to attack her father. Instead, Tobe looked as though he might cry. "I'm telling you," he said. "That's all. That's the last time I'm telling you." Out of the corner of her eye, Caitlin noticed something moving on the path. The woman was walking in fits and starts, alternately sprinting for a few seconds and then hobbling awkwardly. Her shoes crunched on the gravel. The sharp sounds echoed from the rock surfaces on either side of the track. Her unbuttoned jacket made dark wings behind her. When she finally reached them, she was almost breathless. "Toby Hext!" She turned from Ian to Tobe and back again. Reluctantly, Tobe raised his hand, as though he were being asked a question in school, as though he was the 16-year-old, rather than Caitlin. A red swell had already appeared beneath his right eye, where Ian had hit him. "Blaine," the woman said. At first, Caitlin wondered if she was trying to clear her throat, until she extended her hand towards Tobe. "Miss Blaine, from the department." Tobe shook her hand limply, then jammed both hands into his pockets. "You didn't wait for me," Miss Blaine said. "That's exactly what we were doing, right here," Ian said. She glared at him, as though he ought not to be there at all. "I mean, in town. You were supposed to give me a lift. I told you I don't drive. Why you people choose such out-of-the-way spots I'll never know. I had to get a taxi, and of course, then there was this whole god-forsaken park to tramp around before I—" Caitlin glared at her. "What the hell do you mean, you people?" "Kate," Ian said softly. Caitlin wriggled, shrugging him off even though he hadn't put a hand on her. "No, seriously. Miss Blaine, explain to me what you meant by you people. Right this minute." Miss Blaine looked at each of the men in a silent appeal for help. Neither responded. It's not that I—" Her face crumpled. "I apologize. I don't know why I said that. This is my first time." With a touch of guilt, Caitlin realized that she was enjoying this sense.